thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
The body of 18-year-old Israeli Lian Zaher Nasser will be returned to Israel for burial later today. Nasser was one of 39 victims in Istanbul's Reina nightclub on New Year's Eve as a terrorist gunman stormed in, shouted Allahu Akbar, and began firing into the crowd. Dozens more were injured before the terrorist escaped. Among the injured was Lian's friend Riva Mansour, age 19. The two girls were part of a group of 4, all from the city of Tira in central Israel, traveling to Turkey to ring in the new year. Mansour is reportedly in moderate condition and arrived at Ben Gurion Airport Sunday night before being taken to the hospital for further treatment. She said she was lucky to be alive and happy to be back. According to the latest reports from Turkish Interior Minister Suleyman Soylu, the terrorist shooter is still at large, and no group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reportedly warned his cabinet that the United States isn't done with Israel yet and is likely to back the UN Security Council taking new measures against the Jewish state. According to a report by Channel 10 News, Netanyahu said that Israel is in the midst of an event that has still not ended. Netanyahu believes that the Middle East Quartet, consisting of the US, UN, Russia, and EU, plan to coordinate positions at the upcoming Paris summit on January 15th. He alleges that the quartet will then return to the Security Council 2 days later to pass new resolutions that will harden the position for all future negotiations. Israel is refusing to attend the January 15th summit, with officials insisting that only direct negotiations without preconditions will lead to a lasting peace agreement like those Israel has with Egypt and Jordan. The Palestinians, on the other hand, hailed the UN Security Council resolution and support the French initiative. It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu could be in hot water himself, as Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit has approved a criminal investigation against him. The Israeli premier is accused of allegedly accepting expensive gifts on behalf of himself and his family from important private businessmen, both within the Jewish state and abroad. It's believed that the gifts were not reported to the relevant authorities and thus constitute breach of gifting and trust laws. There is, as of yet, no suspicions of bribery, and Netanyahu said the accusations levied against him are baseless and won't reveal anything. Police have supposedly collected a great deal of, quote, well-founded material related to the charges. Supposedly, even Yair Netanyahu, the Prime Minister's son, will be asked to give testimony. Police have contacted Netanyahu's office with requests to set up an interview, and it's set to take place later today at the Prime Minister's home. Police say that the 4 young girls who were found dead in a fire in their Jerusalem apartment may have been murdered beforehand by their mother in what appears to have been a murder-suicide. According to Jerusalem District Police Commander Yoram Halevi, at least some of the girls who were killed on Sunday were murdered before the fire was lit, apparently strangled by their mother before she set their home ablaze and hanged herself. The police are petitioning the courts to allow autopsies on the 4 daughters. The father, though, who is religious, has refused to allow authorities to perform them. The couple immigrated to Israel from France 13 years ago and had 4 daughters aged 11, 9, 4, and 11 months. The woman had recently sought help from the city's psychiatric services, complaining of depression. The Security Cabinet has decided that it would no longer release the bodies of Hamas terrorists killed during attacks on Israelis, but would bury them instead. The decision follows the release by Hamas of a mock video celebrating the death of fallen IDF soldier Oron Shaul. Hamas is an internationally recognized terror organization. Shaul's body is reportedly kept by Hamas as a bargaining chip with Israel. Under the new procedure, Hamas bodies would be exhumed and handed back for burial if Hamas was willing to make a swap for the remains of soldiers killed in the 2014 Gaza war. In addition, returning the bodies of Hamas terrorists could also be used as leverage in negotiating the release of Avraham Mengistu and Hisham al-Sayed. Mengistu and Sayed are 2 Israelis reportedly suffering from mental illness and are believed to be held by Hamas after crossing the border voluntarily. According to the Israeli army, 102 bodies were returned for burial in 2016.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.